Hello everyone, welcome to channel Qtomation. Today we will see part 3 of git diff command. So in previous couple of sessions we have seen various usage of git diff command. So in architecture of git there is working directory, staging area, local repository and GitHub repository, that is remote repository. In any project whenever we create files, those files are present in working directory. From working directory we can add those files into staging area, and from staging area we can commit those files to local repository, and from local repository we can push those files to remote repository, that is GitHub repository. Remote repository and GitHub repository related things we will see in coming sessions. So far we are focusing on working directory, staging area and local repository, that is Git repository. In previous session we have seen git diff command. So git diff command is used to compare the changes between different version of files present in different area. So any file which is present in working directory, it can have its own version in staging area, local repository and remote repository as well. And the content can be different in various areas as well. So whenever we want to find out the difference between those file versions, we can use git diff command. In previous session we have already seen about how to use git diff command to compare working directory and staging area. We have also seen how to compare working directory and last commit, how to check stage changes and last commit. These three parts we have already covered in our previous sessions. So if you haven't seen part 1 and part 2 about git diff command, then please watch that part 1 and part 2 about git diff command. Today we will see how to compare working directory changes with specific commit, how to compare staging file with specific commit, how to compare two specific commits, etc. So first one is how to compare working directory and specific commit. So let's say I have some changes in working directory. So we have created the file in working directory and I want to check that working directory file compared to specific commit. In previous session we have seen about last commit, how to check working directory changes with last commit, that is the latest commit which we have done, that we have seen in previous session. But if I want to check, so whenever you are working in any real-time project, there would be multiple commits that are happening in the project. So you will keep making changes, you will keep adding those changes in staging area, and you will do multiple commits during entire project life cycle. And in any situation, if you want to check the file between working directory and any specific commit, so I want to check the differences between any specific commit, then how we can check? So for that what we will do is, first I will go to C drive. In C drive we have already created a project, that is my project. In this my project I will just open it. So in previous session we have added some file, we have created empty git repository, etc. But for avoiding the confusion, I will again start from the scratch. So I will just delete all those folder and files. Then again we will go to, I will just delete them. Yeah. So now we have deleted those files. Now what we will do? Now we will create a new file. So what I will do, I will create a new file. I am naming it as, let's say, abc.txt. So we have created one text file. Currently it is not having any content. So I will just add some content in this. So I'm just adding apple. I'm saving this file, then I'm closing this file. So it is just a file created in my project. Now we have to initialize a Git repository. So I will just create one empty Git repository by using git bash. After opening git bash, which command we have to use to create empty Git repository? So command is git init. So it will create one empty Git repository in my project. And now if you see, we have created working directory file, that is abc.txt. We have added some content like apple in it, but this is still present only in working directory. And I have to do some multiple commits, then only we can check the differences between working directory and any specific commit. So I will just add this file into staging area, and then we will commit that file into local repository. So let's add this file to staging area. So I'm just closing this. Let's open one more time. Git bash here. So how to add the file into staging area? We can use git add command. So I will just use git add. We can use dot. It will add all the files. So currently we have only one file. So now changes are added in staging area. And then we will also use git commit -m, and we are just going to do first commit. So we are committing these changes to Git repository. So what we have done here? So we have added these changes from working directory to staging area, and then from staging area to local repository. And that is basically first commit which we have done. So this is my first commit. This is first commit. Now what I will do? I will make some changes in working directory, and then I will again add those changes in staging area, and then I will again commit those changes to local repository. So what I will do, I will again open abc.txt. I am adding mango. I am saving this file. Then let's add those changes. So git add dot, it will add the changes into staging area as well. And again git commit -m, and this time it is second commit. So we have done second commit as well. So what we have done now? So along with apple, we have also added mango, which we have added in staging area as well. We have added those files in staging area, and then we have also committed those changes in staging area again in second commit. So we have done second commit. So in second commit, what we have changed? We have added mango. So this is my second commit. Okay, so now we have done two commits so far, first commit and second commit. In the last session, we have seen how to check with latest commit, that is represented by head. So when you use that command by using head, it will compare the working directory changes with last commit which you have done, which is the latest commit, that is second commit here. That is the latest one. That will be referred as head. But what if I want to check with any specific commit? So let's say I want to check with first commit again. I don't want to check with second commit, but I want to check the file with first commit. I want to compare the file from working directory to one specific commit. So let's say first commit. I want to check this file with first commit now. By using head, you can use for latest commit, that is the last commit which you have done. But if I want to check for some specific commit, then we can use like this. So I will just show you the command. If I want to check my working directory file, the changes between working directory and any specific commit, but for that we need commit ID. So for that we should know commit ID for that specific commit for which we are comparing. How to get the commit ID? So in Git, we have one command by which we can get the commit IDs and we can see all the commits which have happened on the file so far. So how to do that? So I will just go to git bash and then we can check one command, that is git log. So command is git log --, one line. This is the command. If you execute it, it will show you all the commits which are happened. So if you see, this is the first commit and this is the commit ID for that first commit. This is a second commit. So I will just copy this first commit ID. I am just copying it. I am just pasting it here. This is the commit ID for first commit. And if I want commit ID for second commit as well. So if you see, this is the second commit. It is the second commit ID and it is already showing you this is the referred by head. So this is the referred by head and this is the second commit ID. I will just copy again. This is my second commit ID. The latest one and the most last one is the second commit ID. This is referred as head. So now I want to compare the changes between specific commit ID. Let's say I want to use first commit ID along with working directory. So for that, the command which we can use is git log --, one line. It will give you all the commit ID which you want. And if you want to compare working directory with specific commit, you have to use git diff --, color --, commit ID for which you want to compare the changes of that specific file. So what is the commit ID we have received? What is the command? Git diff --, color --, and then you have to provide the commit ID for which you want to compare the working directory changes. So what is the commit ID which we have received? If you see here, it is showing first commit. It is the second commit. I want to compare with first commit. I am just copying it. You can paste it here, commit ID, and you can give the file name as well, abc.txt. So when you execute this command, it will show you the changes, the differences between that specific commit which you have done and the working directory file. So what is the difference here? If you see, in first commit, what is present? abc.txt file having only apple, and working directory is now changed. If you see, working directory is having some additional change, that is mango. So that's what it is showing here. If you see, first commit contains only apple and working directory is now having abc.txt file is having apple and mango. So what is the additional content here? Apple is present in both the things, but mango is additional thing in working directory. So that is the difference it is showing you. And rest of the things you have already know. We have already discussed in these previous sessions. So this is the most important. It will show you the changes between specific commit, the first commit, which is having only apple, which is present in working directory as well. That's why it is showing unchanged. It is showing in white color and not the green one. Whereas mango is showing the difference between them. Here there is no, in first commit there is no mango, but in working directory we have added the mango file, mango text. That's what it is showing here, right? So this is how we can use to compare with any specific commit. Now instead of that commit ID, if I put this commit ID, that is the current latest one, right? So if I put this commit ID, then what it will show? If you see here, this is my commit ID and this is working directory. There is no difference between them. So let's try to put this commit ID this time. So I will just copy this. Let's use the same command, git diff --, color --, and we have to paste the commit ID. So I'm just using the latest commit ID, which is having actually no change. So that is the as same as the working directory. So ideally it will not show you any output because there is no difference, right? So that's why it is not showing any difference to you. Now what we will do, we will add one more commit, or we will make some more changes, or we can simply add some additional content into working directory again, then add those changes into staging area, and then we will add those changes in local repository. This time it will become third commit. So I'm just going to that file. Let's open abc.txt. I will add, let's say, orange and pineapple. So we have added orange and pineapple. I'm just saving this file. So this content is now added in working directory copy. So if you see here, we have added two more content, orange and pineapple. Now I want to add these changes to staging area as well. How to add those changes in staging area? We can use git add command. It will add those changes into staging area, and so it will become now like this. So orange and pineapple is now added into staging area version, and now I want to commit those changes into local repository. I want to commit those changes into local repository. So which is the command to commit the changes into local repo from staging area? So git commit. We can use git commit -m, and which commit ID? So basically it's a third commit. Now we are doing the third time, right? So third commit. This is basically comment. You can give any comment during your actual use. Git commit -m, and this is comment which we have to add. So after executing this, what has done? So this changes now again. So in third commit, what are the changes? So in third commit, if you see, this is my third commit now. So third commit will push all the new changes into local repository, right? So this is the third commit which we have done. So if you see now, this is the third commit which we have done. Now let's compare. So now this time this will become the head. So if you see, now this is not the head, but this will become the head because this is the latest commit which we have done. Now again, what I will do, I will again see the git log -1 line to check the commit ID, and then I will compare the working directory with any specific commit. So I will check for again for first commit and second commit. So I will check against first commit changes with working directory and second commit changes with working directory. Let's see that now. So so now let's see. I want to check the changes between first commit ID and working directory. So what is the changes between first commit and working directory? If you see, apple is present in both the places, but mango, orange and pineapple is not there in first commit. So let's see whether it shows the difference correctly or not. So what is the command? Git log -1 line. So it will show you all the commits. If you see, this was the first commit, this was the second commit, and this is the third commit, the latest commit which we have done. Now I want to compare the first commit with working directory changes. So what is the command? Git diff -color -words, and then we have to put the commit ID which we want to compare. So I will just check with first commit first. Copy. This is the commit ID which we want to use, and then we can use abc.txt. So now when I execute this command, let's observe. So if it is clearly showing you the changes, apple is present in the first commit, in working directory also, but mango, pineapple and orange, these three changes are new in working directory compared to first commit. That's why it is showing you in green color. So this is the newly added content in working directory compared to first commit. Now I want to compare with second commit. In second commit, apple and mango was already present. Apple and mango was already present in working directory as well, but orange and pineapple are new. So let's compare with second commit this time. So git diff -color -words, and the second commit ID we have to provide this time. So I will just copy this second commit ID. This is the second commit ID. I am just copying it, and we can paste it here, and let's provide the file name. Let's execute. So this time it is showing you orange and pineapple, because in second commit, if you see, Apple and mango were already present in both the places, working directory as well as second commit. So that's why it is showing you orange and pineapple in green color. So this is how we can use git diff command with some specific commit ID which we want to compare by using these commands. So we have seen how to compare working directory with specific commit. Now, how to compare staging file and specific commit, that is another requirement. I want to compare the file which is present in staging area. So file which is present in staging area or index area, I want to check that, compare that file with any specific commit. So whatever commit we have done, multiple commits we have done in the local repo, I want to commit with staging area changes. So how to perform that? So the command is again git diff -color-words, and this time for staging area we have to use --staged with the specific commit ID which we want to compare. So in our example, if you see now, we have done 3 commits so far. Staging area is having this file content currently, and I will compare now staging area. I want to compare the staging area with second commit. I want to compare, let's say, staging area with second commit. I want to compare the second commit which has happened along with the staging area to check the differences between those files. So to perform that, we can use the command like this: git diff -color-words, and again you have to use, we are now checking with staging area, so -staged, and then you have to put that commit ID. So which commit ID we want to check? Second commit ID. So what is the second commit ID here? This is the second commit ID. I am just copying it, and let's put that commit ID here, and then we can also put file name, for example abc.txt. And now let's see the changes. So it is showing you the changes between second commit and file present in staging area. So what is the difference you can see? Apple and mango is present in second commit, it is present in staging area as well. But what is the new change in staging area which is not reflected in local repository yet compared to second commit? If you see apple and mango, orange pineapple. So orange pineapple is the difference basically. So orange and pineapple is the difference between second commit and staging area file. Orange and pineapple is additional content in staging area which is not there in second commit. Which was not there in second commit. It was added in the third commit if you see. So if you compare it with third commit is exactly same as staging area. So it will not show you any differences. So let's check that also. So what I will do, git diff --, you can use --staged, or you can also use --cached, and along with that we have to provide the commit ID. Now we want to compare with third commit ID, which will ideally will not show any changes. So I will just copy the third commit ID. So if you see, this is the third commit ID. I am just copying it, and I will paste that commit ID here, and then I will use file name. And if you execute this command, it is not showing any output because the third commit, that is the latest commit which we have done, is exactly the same content as staging area. That's why it is not showing you any output. If I compare the staging area file, if I compare this staging area file with first commit, if I compare this with first commit, let's see what is the output. So I will just use git diff -staged, and we have to provide commit ID of first commit. So this is the first commit ID. So I'm just copying it, and let's paste it here, and then file name. Now if you see the changes, In the first commit, there is only apple, which we have committed. And when we compare it with staging area, there was additional content like mango, orange, and pineapple. So this is clearly showing you the difference between first commit and staging area. So this is how we can basically compare staging file and specific commit ID. This is how we can compare staging file and specific commit. So far we have seen how to compare staging file with specific commit, how to compare working directory with specific commit, how to compare stage changes with last commit, how to compare working directory with last commit. We have also seen how to compare working directory changes with staging area changes. Now we will see how to compare any two specific commits. Now I want to compare any two specific commits. So again, what is the command? Git diff -- color -words and to commit ID which we want to compare along with the file name. So now let's say I want to compare the changes between first commit and second commit. I want to check the first commit and second commit. What is the difference here between first commit and second commit? Apple is present in both the commit, but mango was additionally in their second commit. So that should highlight the mango as green when you compare this first commit and second commit in the local repository. So for that we need commit ID for both. So how to check that? What is the command? Git diff -color -words. We have to provide the commit ID. So first commit ID, if you see, this is the so this is the first commit ID, third, second, and first. So this is the first one. I am just copying it. Let's paste that commit ID here, and let's put the second commit ID as well. I am just copying the second commit ID. Let's put that commit ID here. Let's paste it out. So we have put both the commit ID. So I want to compare these two commit ID, and then you can also put file name as well. So when you execute this command, it is clearly showing you the difference between first commit and second commit. What is the difference? Mango, that is present in second commit which we have done. That's why it is showing you in green color. Let's say I want to compare first commit and third commit. Then how we can do it? So we have to provide git diff -color -words, and then we have to put the commit ID of first commit and last commit. So first commit is this one. I'm just copying it. Let's put the first commit ID here, and let's also put the last commit ID. So last commit ID, or you can also mention the head as well. So head is also referred as last commit ID. So if I put head, let's see whether it's able to check or not. So if you see, it is showing you the difference between two specific commit ID. The first one is only apple, but mango, orange, and pineapple are there in third commit which we have done. That's why it is showing you the differences. So this is how we can also compare two specific commit changes. So we have seen how to compare changes between two specific commits. So we need commit ID, and then we can compare those changes. So far we have already covered most of the things related to git diff command to check the changes between working directory and staging area, to check the changes between working directory and local repository, to check the changes between working directory and any specific commit, to check the changes between working tracked file, that is staging files, and any specific commit ID. We have also seen how to check or compare the difference between two specific commit IDs. And now we will see that git diff command can also be used to check the changes between local repository file and remote repository file as well. We can also compare two branches of local repository files as well. So we can compare the changes between two different branches as well. So branches related concept we have not seen in any detail, but we will see in coming session. But just understand on high level that we can create multiple branches in our repository. You can work on specific branch while keeping your main branch as it is, or master branch as well. So we can create as many branches in our project. So each branch will contain a separate set of code. So we can also compare by using git diff command. If you want to compare the changes between two branches, it will show you all the file changes between two separate branches. So what is the command? Git diff branch 1 and branch 2 in local repository, right? So in local repository we can create different branches and we can compare those by using git diff command. And we can also compare the changes between local repository file and remote repository files. So in local repository also you can create a file, you can create a branch, and the same branches we can also create in remote repository as well. So we haven't seen in detail this concept, but we will see in coming sessions about remote repo as well. So, but just understand that we can also use git diff command to check the changes between local repositories master branch and remote repository master branch. So we can use git diff command for that purpose as well. It will show you the differences between master branch in your local repository and the master branch which is present in remote repository. So it will show you the differences between these two by using git diff command. So these are the multiple usage of git diff command. So thank you for watching this video. We have already seen about various usage of git diff command. They are mainly used for comparing working directory with staging area file. If you want to check the differences between your working directory and last commit, or let's say stage changes and last commit. If you want to check the differences between your working directory and any specific commit ID. If you want to check the differences between staging file and specific commit. Also, you can also check the differences between two specific commit ID. And you can also compare files between remote repository and local repository, etc. Thank you for watching this video. In coming session, we will see some more commands which are used in Git.